Hey guys, it's Louise with Gallery 1 Point Fashion Learning Center. We are in the sewing room. I'm a little early today. I wanted to jump on a little early to see how you guys were doing. And I'll wait a few minutes. We're jamming to some Christmas music. We have some hors d'oeuvres, our snacks, aka snacks. Now I put together this really awesome, my business partner has this dip called buffalo chicken wing dip. Oh, it is good. But I had to add some other stuff to it, and mine is not hot. You're supposed to serve it hot, but it's so good. And then I added the dip with some crackers. These are those chicken flavored crackers that you get. Doesn't that just scream we are at a party, Christmas party? It's like, yeah, it's totally that way. Hopefully you can hear me. Hold on, let me just lower the music just a tad, because I was jamming to my Christmas beats. I love it. We also had some Christmas punch. I've got the alcoholic as well as the non-alcoholic version of this punch. It's really, really good. It's great for holidays. Great for sipping shops. So we are in the sewing room. This is our last episode for 2022. Unbelievable. If you guys have missed any of the episodes previous to this, you can always go to YouTube, subscribe to our channel, and you will see all this year's episodes. We have some fun. We have people dropping by. We had some episodes where we were at the Legacy Rental Homes, remember? And we had people dropping by there. And it was just a lot of fun. This whole year has been just amazing. How everybody could get together again and really see friends and family. It's so much fun. Today, we are going to learn how to sew this little fella. It is a wine bag cover. It's fully lined and it just screams, I'm special. You're giving a special gift anyway when you bring a bottle of something to a Christmas party. You are. But when you sew this together and then you slip that special little bottle inside of this, it just says, you're so special. I took time to sew this just for you. It just screams special. It's awesome. Today I picked out some fabric that is Ankara, but it looks so Christmassy, right? Doesn't that look Christmassy? And that's the outside of our bag. That's what outside. Now, if you remember on an episode, we used this same fabric for our kitchen drying mat. So our holiday kitchen drying mat is going to match our holiday wine bag cover. So I've already got this pre-cut. So we're going to put this together today. So, and then this is going to be my lining. It's just black broadcloth, 65-35, 65% cotton, 35% polyester. You can grab that at any hardware store. Okay, fabric store. Okay. So it's lots of easy. Hold on, there's commercials going on for Pandora, so you'll hear that in between. But let me share with you the exterior and the lining, the dimensions. Okay, so it's going to be 7 inches wide. 7 inches wide. I don't know if I can do it with if you can see it with the camera turned on. Oh, look, you can almost see it with the camera turned around. 7 inches wide by 14 inches long. So 14, you need that long. You're going to cut it on the fold. Okay, so if you are cutting right now and you're setting up for the sewing room to watch the live broadcast from home, and you're going to sew along with us, which I absolutely love. Ooh, drop me a comment in there if you are sewing along with. I love Sewing Company, so do let me know. But you cut both the lining and the outside part the same dimensions. That's 7 inches wide by 14 inches long on the fold. You have to remember to do it on a fold, okay? So once you have that cut, you're going to pick out some ribbon. So we just picked out some of this ribbon right here because it matched it. I wanted a holiday red. And the ribbon is, well, you could use the 1-inch ribbon, or you can use something smaller like this one. It's much smaller, thinner, I mean, width-wise. And, but you need 2 cut at 18 inches long. Okay, so if you're prepping right now, getting ready to sew along with me, 18 inches long, the ribbon has to be pre-cut, okay? So I'll give you a few minutes to go ahead and do that. One more time, the dimensions is 7 inches wide, 14 inches long on the fold. And then the ribbon, you need 2 18-inch long ribbons, okay? So once you have all of those cut and prepped, prepped meaning, you know, they're already cut, you don't need to serge anything on this this time. You won't need to serge anything on that one, okay? I'm going to start off with, because all the raw edges are going to be on the inside, okay? I'm going to start off with my lining. I'm going to sew my lining first this time, okay? You're going to match raw edges together, and we're going to leave this opening because you'll have raw edge, you'll have a fold, and then you'll have the raw edge. We're going to sew those 2 raw edges together right now, okay? So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to turn the camera around. You may want to pin it to where the raw edges doesn't move for you, but that's what we're going to do for the lining right now, okay? So let's move the camera carefully to where you can see me sew, okay? We're going to do a 1/4 seam allowance. So no need to do a super wide seam allowance. We're going to back tack at the top. I like a nice crisp back tack on top. We're going to need that to be pretty tough on the top. And then we're going to just set it at your straight stitch set, your favorite stitch setting. If you haven't figured that part out, then go ahead and sign up for Sewing 101, and it calibrates, it helps you calibrate your machine to your favorite setting. And already we're sewing, we're straight stitching the sides together for this super, super cute wine bag cover, you guys. And when you get to the end, you're gonna back stitch again, just to make it good and tight at the end. Then we're gonna cut right there, and we're going to do the other side, this other side, okay? I hope that you guys are enjoying your friends and family this holiday, or you have plans to. You know, the last couple of holidays, last couple of years, we were not able to do that, you know, and this year it's all systems go, right? So we're enjoying our family so much. We have a whole bunch of things planned for our Christmas Day. Even Christmas Eve is a special time for us. We take a couple of little minutes just to celebrate that too. All right, so our lining now, and I use red thread so you can see, but our lining has now been stitched on both sides. We're going to go ahead and do the same thing. Well, let's finish this part up. Okay, so what I like to do is create that false bottom. And if for those of you that are new, what a false bottom is, that little square at the bottom to make the bag stick up all by itself. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to measure 1 inch by 1 inch on the bottom where the curve is, where the fold is. This is the fold of the wine bag holder. And we're going to measure a little square, 1 inch by 1 inch, and we're going to mark that with our chalk, with our fabric chalk, and then I will tell you next thing we're going to do. We're going to actually cut those little the little squares off. So I'm going to mark mine now. Okay, guys? Let's see. I'll do it up here where you can see. So I just take my ruler and I mark 1 inch there. And I know that my ruler is 1 inch in thickness. So I'm making a small little square right here, a 1 by 1. Just like that. I'm going to show it a little bit close to the camera so you can see. There's our 1 by 1. Now instead of making two boxes, I'm just going to fold my box this way. I mean my bag this way in half like this. Just like that. So now all I have to do is cut once. And I'm going to cut here and I'll be cutting both sides. This is going to create a false bottom on your bag. It is super, super cute. I'm going to go ahead and cut that out now. I hope you guys are sewing along and having a great time. We have our snacks and our holiday punch here. So we just cut the little square off of there. All right. And you end up, whoopsies. You end up with 2 little squares. All right. We just put those aside. And when you open up your bag, it looks like this, guys. Just like this, okay, on both sides. Okay, that's the way it's supposed to look, all right? The next thing that you're going to do to this is the lining. The next thing you're going to do is open it up just like this. You're going to open the bottom up like that. And then you're going to match these corners. Now, you're going to make a little V, a little mark just like this. You see it? Now we're going to sew right along here, about 1/4 inch seam allowance. We're going to do one side and then we're going to do the other side. Okay? So we put it back under the machine. You want to make sure that you're catching both sides, okay? Both this side and that side and all of the layers, okay? So we just lower our arm. You're going to want to back tack again, guys, because you want to make sure that you're getting a good secure end, because this is where all the bottle will be setting on this side. So it looks like this when we're done. This little cute little pucker right there. We're going to do the other side now. I'll do it again. So it looks like this after we cut it, right? We're just going to open that up like this and make it flat, just like this. And we're going to pin down that seam allowance because we don't want that in the way. And we're going to stick this back under the machine and we're going to sew right across here and make our final stitch. This is the lining. Again, you're going to want to drop that needle. Do yourself a good back tack. And another back tack on that end. Okay, so now both sides look just like this on the bottom. This is the top. This is the top where we open it up. So I can show you. That's the top. That's the bottom. It's already sitting up by itself. Isn't that cute? How easy is that? Okay, that's the lining. We're going to put this aside now. Okay. Now you're going to grab your outside fabric, and I chose this Ankara looking Christmas print. This matches my kitchen drying mat that we did earlier in another episode. If you miss any of those episodes, go ahead and go to YouTube and subscribe to our channel, Gallery 1 Point Fashion. Subscribe, like, and follow, and you'll see all of those. Now, that 18-inch ribbon that I told you to cut, I need you to drop down 2 inches from the top of your bag, and you're going to pin them this way into the bag. Now that's key because this will make that little strap that ties around the bottle of the neck of the bottle, rather the neck of the bottle, and makes it tight, okay? So we're going to sew that, stay stitch that down right here. We're going to stay stitch that down first, okay? I do hope everyone is enjoying their Christmas holiday. I know the kids are going to be out of school real soon. What I do, guys, is I just do a quick tack on that, and then I back tack it as well, because I want to make sure that's going to stay. I'm doing 1/4 seam allowance on that one. If you're asking, well, how far and what do we do? You can do less if you want to. I have matching thread just in case my threads start to show on the other side if I'm not too good at sewing and matching stuff. Okay, so there you go. They're now strapped in, and you want them to stay on the inside of the right side of your fabric. Okay, this is your outside of your bag, and now we're going to sew these sides together. All right, we're going to match those raw edges together just like this, and match the raw edges together, tucking those ribbons on the inside because we don't want them to be sewn into the seam allowance, and matching this side and sewing this side. All right, let's get started. I hope you guys are sewing along. If you are, drop me a comment, and when you're done, show me some pictures, man. I love it. We had a whole huge crowd of people come in not huge crowd, but we had some folks come in, and we just had a great time last week sewing Christmas stockings. This week we are sewing this last episode for the sewing room. We are sewing these bags, these wine covered bags, wine covers. They're so much fun. So easy to sew. I mean, you just and to make special gifts, you know, when you go to a party and you've wrapped the bottle in something that's customized, oh my gosh, it just screams special. I told you guys that earlier. It just does. So then we have sewn on that one side. We're going to move the ribbon back inside. Make sure that that's tucked away so it doesn't get into the seam allowance. Sometimes the ribbon likes to wander, and we can't have it wander. It's got to stay where we put it. Okay? And then we're going to sew up this side now. Isn't that pretty fabric? You guys can find some really pretty fabric now in this season at Joann Fabrics. You know, I'm not a spokesman, but man, I went there the other day for a client to get some client fabric, and I was just enthralled. You know, it's never a one go in and go out kind of place for me. It's always I'm there for hours. I gotta see this fabric, and what about those notions, and what's going on over there, and you know, they always have some special stuff. I noticed that they are now carrying fabric, African fabric. Now my friend upstairs probably has some things to say about it, because you know she has authentic fabric for in her store. So I don't know how authentic they are, but they were pretty. Okay, so now our bag is almost done. We have to do the same thing on the bottom of this bag as we did the lining. We're going to make a 1 by 1 little box. We're going to measure that right here with our chalk and our ruler. All right, so I already kind of know that this ruler is 1 inch wide. So I'm going to take the width of the ruler, then I'm going to mark that 1 inch this way. Now I have my marking on my fabric, my one little 1 inch square, and instead of marking them both and then having to cut both out, we're going to do it all at once. Do it all at the same time. Just like we did the other one, we fold it in half, just like this. And now we're going to cut along this line right here. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. It's hard for me to do stuff sideways sometimes. Wait, I got it. So you are using your fabric cutting scissors for this. You're going to end up with two little adorable, I always want to know what to do with these, you know, when I cut them off and I'm doing like a multiple wine bag covers and I'm like, what are we going to do with these little squares? They're so cute. So you're going to end up with the same thing as you did with the lining. Okay, the two open squares. Now you're going to do the same thing as you did with the lining. You're going to open this up just like this. Match it just like that. And now we're going to put it back under the machine and we're going to sew right across here. So remember that we have Exodus 28, the launch brand launch party coming up on December 17th. I hope you guys are going to take time to come and celebrate that that wonderful the wonderful happenings, you know, where businesses and business owners are actually taking, you know, a risk and going out, putting themselves out there, and they are starting their business. And we want to support local. We want to support all the local businesses. I'm doing the same thing with this one as I did the other side. I'm just opening it up and squeezing it together, putting that seam allowance flat down, and then we're going to sew right here across. So easy. These are easy. They're fun. You can knock out a couple of these, you know, and give them away like at company Christmas parties. You can bring them and just be the special person in the group that just made that Santa's gift, what do they call it? Secret Santa's gift, just amazing. So our bag is almost done, guys. Look how cute! It's so cute, right? Okay, so now at this time, we're going to turn the bag right side out. This was the wrong side. We want to turn it right side out. So we're going to turn it right side out. And we're going to poke out those corners because we want those little corners to be poked out so that the bag will sit by itself, but the bottle will have this false base back here. And it's perfect. I'm going to start my iron. Sometimes that gives me a little grief. Hooked up to the same cords as my as my sewing machine. You saw the light go dull a little bit. So we're going to give that a quick little iron later on, as soon as the iron warms up. And here's your strap on one side and the strap on the other. You see that? And we're just bringing it all the way out like that. Okay? Now, what we're going to do next is we're going to slide. Look, it sits by itself already. We're going to slide our lining into the bag. Just like with all of the wrong sides. See all the wrong sides? Matching together. So we're just going to slide it in there. Just like this. Isn't that cool? Now with my fingers, what I'm doing on the bottom is I'm finding the corners of the lining and I'm stuffing them in the corners of the outside of the bag. Just like this. On both sides. Like that. Now they're kind of like stuck together magically. Isn't that awesome? So now it looks like this. There's the lining. All set. Now, like I said, there's no need to serge this edge because it's going to be a fold over hem. If you don't know what a fold over hem is, you do need to sign up for Sewing 102. We actually sew this in Sewing 102 as well. So it's a lot of fun. Like I said, it's all I'm doing is just kind of like fitting it in a little bit more before I put it under the iron. First thing we're going to do is sew 1/4 inch down like this, and then we're going to sew 1 inch down like this, making sure we're not going to sew past the ribbons. Okay, so I'm going to turn the camera, try to get it as close to my iron as possible. Bear with me. Hopefully you can see that. And we're going to iron down 1/4 inch down. Now what I love about cotton, and cotton is like the best, I think, fabric for this type of project because, you know, it absorbs liquids. If the liquid is going to be a cold liquid, it irons well. As you can see, it stays where I put it for the most part, and it's easier to sew on, much easier to sew on. So I want to get this, especially where the seams are, I want it to where it's not going to slide on me when I put it under the machine. You know, now what we could do right here is we could stay stitch that to stop it from moving around, but I'm gonna give it an old gamble that it's gonna stay put where I put it. Okay, I'm gonna, now that it's like this, that's 1/4 inch down. If you wanted to leave it like that, you could, but I like a pretty edge. I like my edges finished, right? So I just iron that to stay it one more time. I like my edges to stay, you know. We're gonna go one more down. Now, if you can't get a whole inch, you should be able to get a whole inch down without sewing on that ribbon. So if you can't, then do right above it. There's no like, oh, there's a set rule. She said 1 inch. No, just do it to where, you know, like mine is, I think that's 3/4 of an inch. It's not a full inch, but it gives you a nice fold over hem. Hopefully you can see that in the camera. See a nice fold over hem? So it gives it a pretty finish on the inside of the bag, like that. Just like that. And then once I get it nice and crisp like that, I just hit it one more time on top. That's so it doesn't. Now, if you're inexperienced, then, you know, don't worry about, go ahead and pin it down if you need to. But that's without sewing. It's almost done, guys. Almost done. I'm going to move the camera carefully back to where the sewing machine is. Hopefully I can do this without making a mess. Hopefully you can see. Okay, now we're going to sew. Uh-oh, camera's rocking, sorry. Now we're going to sew right here, right above that seam allowance. We're not gonna stitch here. Now, some people like to do zigzag on these. I don't. I like the cleanness of the bag, so I'm gonna sew right there, right on that edge. They call that 1/8 inch seam, where the seam is. Okay, 1/8 inch. See how close we can get. And you can test that by putting your needle down where you have it, and then as you're sewing, you're just guiding through. Okay, making sure that you're, oopsie, sorry, the camera moved again because I'm trying to get closer so I can see. All right, hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing here. And we slowly, now if you really want to customize these, bring in your final wine bag cover that you sewed with us today, and I will give you a free initial, embroidered initial, 2-inch embroidered initial on your bag. That's if you followed our instructions and you do actually sew one together and you want to give it as a gift, or you just want to keep it yourself, then bring it in and we will give you a free 2-inch embroidery on your bag. Oh, how special would that be? I think that's super special. I think when you like give something so special like that, it's like people see you did the effort. Like you did that, you know? You did that. Awesome. All right. So I had no need to back tack because I went over my entry, what they call entry, my first stitch. So it actually did a back tack for me. Then I'm just snipping those tails off, those little extra threads. And guys, you have a wine bag cover. Look how cute! I'm so excited. It's black on the inside. It's Christmas on the outside. It's gonna sit by itself. Look, we're gonna let's wrap this around the bottle of the neck. Voila! Look how cute! Isn't that adorable? And then you can make a bow. And you could put like those Christmas tags, you know, to and from. You can put that on there. Isn't that cute? It's too cute. Merry Christmas. Oh, I hope you guys followed along. I hope you enjoyed. This was our last episode for this year. I thoroughly enjoyed sewing with you guys so much. No pun intended. Again, if you've missed any of those episodes, go ahead and go to our YouTube channel, subscribe, like, and follow there. This one will be posted in a few, give me another day or so, it'll be posted. Future episodes for next year is coming up. We're going to have so many new and some of our favorite things to sew. If you guys are interested in some things to sew that we haven't presented yet, do drop us a comment and I will review it and definitely want to explore how we can sew those in like 30 minutes or so in our free mini classes. These classes are free. They're mini classes, meaning they're not going to tell you all the techniques and all the fun things, but they will kind of get you through. If you're a sewer, you already kind of know what to do. Isn't that cute? I'm so excited. It came out so super cute. And this is one of my favorite classes. It really is. But I hope that you guys are enjoying your friends and family this year. I really do. We have come for such a long way, and so many things throughout, you know, even this year has been such a challenge to many. So hopefully that you will enjoy your time, and hopefully you'll stop by our boutique. Please do, especially on December the 17th for Exodus 28's brand celebration launch. She's got free stuff coming. She's gonna have a DJ, guys. You can't miss that. And a caterer, I think. So it's gonna be amazing. Yeah, do stop by and support her. Even if you just stop by and say hello and tell her how awesome her stuff is, because it is awesome. It's beautiful jewelry that she handcrafts, you know. And then that will be it for this year. And then we will see you next year after that. But do stop in the boutique. We're going to be open this year in the boutique. So if you're running late on getting your gifts, we will be open right up until day before Christmas Eve. Day before Christmas Eve, we're going to close early in the boutique. But after that, we will open back up again right after Christmas. So if you even missed your Christmas gift shopping, you can always stop into the boutique. Buy one thing, get something free. You can't miss out on that. What's back by popular demand in the boutique? The initial shoe bags, travel shoe bags. You know, this is the time when people travel. get your specialized, customized trial shoe bags. I've got someone bringing by like their garment bags to get embroidered on, initials on. So, I mean, think of something special this year for gifts. Again, we have a BOGO going on. What else? We also have, if you refer someone, and they come in and they purchase, they'll get 10% off, and so will you. If you refer, like you come in and say, hey, I saw that ad in social media and I want that, and you purchase it, you get 10% off. It's just such a blessing. I know someone came in and showed me their phone and said, I want this. Do you still have this? And I said, yes. And they bought like 3 of them. I think it was the robes. And they were like, yeah, those robes are amazing. I want that. And I saw the ad. And so it was, they got their discount. So anyway, it's been a pleasure, you guys. It's been so much fun. Thank you for supporting Gallery 1 Point Fashion. Whoops. Gallery 1 Point Fashion, Learning Center, and events. Thank you for patronizing all of the vendors that we have joined in with us. Thank you for shopping small, and I pray blessings upon each and every one of you and your family and your friends for the holidays. Enjoy and happy holidays.